Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Pat from Patrick Off Reviews. I just wanted to do a quick video here to cover a new piece of gear that I got. This is a hoodie from a company called Beyond The Trailhead. You can find that maker on Etsy. And this is a hoodie that is made out of the kind of, it's been out for a couple years, but kind of the new fabric, the in fabric in backpacking and hiking insulation, and that is the Polartec Alpha material. So really difficult to find this stuff online right now. There's a couple makers on Garage Grown Gear, Senshi Designs, I think Farpoint, Wimmermade I think is another one. A bunch of like kind of these cottage companies that are making hoodies and various other articles of clothing out of this material. This stuff is supposed to be really top notch. Extremely breathable, moisture wicking, durable. A little bit different than the usual kind of grid fleece material that a lot of companies have been using for the past several years. So this material is supposed to be much more breathable, much more warmth for the weight. So this maker in particular makes a hoodie that is out of the 180 weight material versus the 60 to 90 that some of the ultralight companies are making theirs with. Not really much of a difference besides weight and obviously the amount of warmth that you're getting. At this time, this maker is only currently making it in 180 weight, which is not really that big of a deal. The hoodie that I have that is in the size large weighs in at 11.1 ounces on my scale at home. So enough of me flapping my gums, I'm going to show you how it looks. Alright guys, so here we go. This is the hoodie here. You can see in the material that it's sort of furry, a little bit fuzzy. And I'm not sure if you're gonna catch this on camera, but yeah, it's kind of see-through. It's almost like a netting material with kind of a pilled or fuzziness in between those little squares of netting. So that's kind of what makes this fabric so good, is the breathability of the fabric as well as the breathability as well as the warmth. So all that fuzziness is gonna really catch and retain a lot of heat, and the sort of netting aspect of it is going to allow wind and everything to go through pretty quickly. So I am 6'1". I weigh about 185, 190 pounds. Kind of difficult to find hoodies that fit me, but show you how this guy looks. It's got a really interesting system here, which I'll go over in a minute. This is the hoodie, 6'1". One of the things that I really like is that it's fitted around the hem, the arms. When I put my arms up, do any kind of dynamic movements, it doesn't really ride up too much. It does a little bit, which is to be expected, but it doesn't ride up a lot. This maker, one of the cool things that he does is he does allow some customization of the products, and his turnaround time, at least now, is relatively quickly. It's about 2 or 3 days before these are getting shipped out to you. I was a little concerned at first about the weight being double what it normally is for a lot of what the cottage vendors are using, but again, this is only 11.1 ounces, and I feel like this fabric is actually really good. Again, sleeve length is nice and long. A little bit baggy in the forearms, but I did message the seller about that, and I think he is gonna kind of transition into tapering these out a little bit in the future. But as of right now, it's really not bad. It's not bothersome at all. It feels very comfortable. It's very good. So one of the cool things about this is this hood system. So you're allowed to customize the color of these snaps, and what this does is in colder temps, you got a nice hood, sort of fitted. I think it's comfortable the way it is. Feels very nice to me. But what this allows you to do is to take these snaps, bring them on over, and obviously you can do this on 2 levels. So you can kind of close it in a little bit, like this, kind of get a little bit of coverage, but then you can take it a step further. Oh, I did the wrong one. You can take it a step further here as soon as I get this figured out. I'm making it harder than it has to be because that's just kind of the way that I do things. All right. we go. Took a minute, but my hands are kind of fumbling. And what this does is it brings this in nice and high, so it almost acts as like a buff, like a built-in sort of buff or balaclava or kind of neck gaiter, something of that nature. It just keeps it a lot warmer, keeps the hood on a lot tighter. But in addition, he also adds this cord lock here, so you can obviously tighten that up. And this is good. For me, I do a lot of winter backpacking, and this is kind of nice for when you're sleeping, just to be able to get all creepy and close the hood up nice and tight and be able to just kind of keep your face covered while you're sleeping. And this is the way it looks kind of closed up. Not too bad at all. Really digging it. In addition to that, he also does add a sewn-in shock cord and retainer down here, a cord lock, just to kind of tighten up the hem if you need it. Just provide that a little bit of additional adjustability. So again, 11 ounces. This thing is very warm. Like I've mentioned 20 or 30 times already, it's very breathable. And this is similar to, in performance, probably similar to Patagonia R1, so sort of like that grid mesh, allowing that breathability that is not really great as a standalone item, really is meant to be paired with a shell. So one of my favorite pieces of gear of all time is my Patagonia Houdini. So when you pair this garment with a wind shell or a rain jacket, something that's going to be more windproof, you're going to get a ridiculous amount of warmth. It's about 54 degrees out here right now, so not too cold, so I'm not really able to tell, because normally I just wear my wind shell down to the 40s before I start adding any kind of mid layers. But it's not too bulky. It's got that fuzzy feel to really trap warmth, but oh man, it's toasty. It's very, very toasty. I could see me wearing this easily down into the to the 30s, and really only needing to break out my warmer kit when I'm hiking up in the mountains, and it's much colder than that. But this is it, man. Fits really well underneath of other garments. Again, it's not lifting too much. I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're kind of long and thin like I am, this kind of movement with a lot of garments, I mean, it rides up in it. It's like a midriff, you know. I mean, you lift your arms up and it just, most shirts will just kind of slide up to your rib cage. So that kind of thing is important to me, because I can, you know, perform these dynamic movements and not have to keep constantly, you know, readjusting this. So currently, as of right now, he's only making these in black. The price is really good. At the time of this video, it's about a little over $80. Shipping, I think, was free. I can't tell, but for me, it was definitely worth it. Really good price. This material is fantastic. The craftsmanship looks good. I looked over the stitching and everything earlier. Everything there looked perfect. The fit for me is phenomenal. Not 100%, but it's damn close. I mean, the only thing I would change again is just kind of taking off some of this extra fabric in the forearms. But again, it's not bothersome. I've been wearing this around the house and doing chores, raking leaves. I haven't overheated in this, even though it's been relatively warm. You know, again, 54, 55 degrees. And it just really dumps that heat very efficiently, very, very efficiently. The heat just comes off. And then as soon as you stop moving, then you get somewhere out of the wind, it's like you're super warm. You can really feel that warmth and feel it catching all that heat. But again, as soon as you get any kind of breeze or wind blowing, you can feel that just cutting right through this fabric, which is kind of the point of it. You want it to do that in order to regulate heat. So the best thing that I can say about this is it's almost like fur for humans. That's the best, you know, example that I can give it. It's breathable. It seems like it's going to be durable. Again, it's got that kind of fuzzy look. The seams are offset, which is a nice touch. It's just a good product. So I wanted to make a quick video just to run over that, and yeah, we'll see how it lasts in the long term, but I really don't think I'm going to have any issues with durability on this product. So again, this can be found on Etsy at Beyond The Trailhead. very good customer service, very responsive seller. Got back to me very quickly with questions and messages. Top notch. So go check them out for yourself, and you know, hopefully you guys can pick one up and all's well. Abuse it, love it. All right guys, take care, adios.